So the client has come into the grooming parlour for the dog's normal groom, and on the way it has cut its pastern. So what we're going to need to do is to apply a wound dressing to the wound and a nice bandage. This way we can hopefully stop any bleeding and keep it nice and clean, so then the owner can take it to the vets. So the first thing I would do is wash my hands. If I've got gloves available, I would put gloves on. I would then select all the equipment I'd need, so some padding from in between the toes, the wound dressing, a primary layer which is your soft band, then your secondary layer which is your conforming bandage, and then your outer layer, so some Coflex, so for protection. And I've also got some scissors available just in case I need to cut any excess bandage off. So the first thing I would do is I would give this wound a clean, because I want to just make sure that there's nothing in it. And I would also make sure I've trimmed the nails too before I apply a bandage. If they're too long, they will literally stick out of the bandage and they'll cut through, and that would be no good, so we don't want that. So I'm now just applying my soft band in between every digit, and this helps to absorb any sweat and stops the bandage from going soft. I'd make sure I get all my equipment ready as well, so undo all my bandage materials so I'm ready to apply them. I always try and loosen the Coflex before I start, because sometimes that can get stuck. And then my wound dressing, so undo my wound dressing. Now these dressings sometimes have two shiny sides to them, or one. This one's only got one shiny side to it. So the shiny side of the dressing goes to the wound. And we don't want to touch that because that's the sterile part. Alright, so I always leave the sterile part down, and then I can touch the other part to it and apply it to my wound. And then that way I haven't touched anything and made it unsterile. Okay, now I'm going to apply my soft band. So I'm going to go up and down the toes, and then I'm going to go round the foot. And as I go up then the foot to the leg, I'm trying to include a third to a half of the layer that I've previously just gone round. And then that way you're ensuring that you include all of the coverage of the leg, and you're not going to have any holes in your bandage. We're also going to go all the way up to the joint, so in this case it would be the hock, and then that way it helps stop the bandage from slipping. You do exactly the same then with the secondary layer, so your conforming bandage. This conforming bandage then is there to keep that wound dressing and the soft bandage in place. And we're going to do exactly the same. We're applying it exactly the same way as the soft band, so including a third to half the bandage from the previous layer. And go all the way up to the soft band, so both the same layers meet at the top. And then your Coflex, that's again done exactly the same way. So up and down the toes, and then we're going to go round the foot. Always travel up the leg, because we're going towards the circulation. We don't go against the circulation. And with the Coflex, always, you can see in the video, I'm unravelling it a little bit before I then put it around the leg. This can become quite tight and constrict, so we want to not apply it too tightly. So if you actually unravel it a little bit first, let it kind of give and then roll it round. Take it all the way up to both layers, so we've not got any bandage showing at the top, and then cut off any excess bandage that isn't needed. What I didn't show you with both the secondary layer and that last layer is we should be putting 2 fingers down to check for tension. And if you can get your 2 fingers at the top, your tension's correct. Make sure it's nice and neat, and that's your finished bandage.